Hello, this is Coach John. Yesterday, I hosted a webinar on the topic of unlocking success in an interview. I want to say thank you to the individuals that registered yesterday. And today, I wanted to do a follow-up on a couple of emails that I received from individuals asking, how do you deal with the nervousness, the sweaty palms, and butterflies? Now, in my one-on-one coaching, I go through a series of steps, and these steps basically is what I'm going to cover today. Now, we start off by uh, talking about neuro-linguistic programming. I am an NLP practitioner, and I use NLP and cognitive behavioral science to help individuals in dealing with their emotional states of mind. Now, interviewing, as I mentioned in yesterday's conversation, is about not the questions in the interview, it's about the emotions. See, most individuals, it doesn't matter at what level, I've had CEOs, I've had CFOs, COOs, and other executives and professionals that experience the same emotion. See, interviewing or meeting somebody for the first time is an emotion. In fact, most cases, you will relate to this, meeting somebody, perhaps a date for the first time. You probably are that individual that gets nervous. Now, in this case, we're going to talk about interviewing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through a step in a series of techniques and tools that I utilize when I'm coaching individuals to help them propel to this next level. Oftentimes, you are in this state of mind, and the mindset is focused on the nervous aspect of the interview, where there are ways to actually diffuse that. So we start out by talking about the word anchoring. In this particular coaching exercise, we talk about anchoring positive states. So I want you to recall a moment when you felt exceptionally confident. Think about that for a moment. Now, during this, you want to be calm. Now, when we look about the confidence level, think about that first meeting or interview you had that was pretty much, all in alignment. Everything went very well. So right now, if you visualize this experience, I want you to pay attention to the positive emotions. What specifically is it that you are feeling? What are you seeing? What are you smelling? See, there are clues in really identifying positive emotions. In fact, in most cases, there is a connection that you have with the individual that you are meeting with, and that becomes part of your anchoring. Now, what we do is we create this physical anchor. Now, in this particular exercise, I am going to show you a paper clip. The paper clip basically is a tool that you will gently squeeze together, associated with a positive feeling. Now, you will use this as an anchor before and during an interview to invoke confidence. Next, we go into the core area of what you are experiencing, and this is the nervousness aspect of it. Now, what we do in neuroscience is what we ask individuals to do is to reframe that nervousness. Now, when we reframe the physical sensation of the nervousness, the sweaty palms, the butterflies, as signs of excitement and anticipation, See, at that moment, we are recognizing that these feelings are normal before significant events such as the interview. See, mentally acknowledging the psychological responses as indicators of your readiness and enthusiasm for the interview. See, this may not make sense to you now, but in a coaching session, I will show you and demonstrate to you how this works. Now, the next step, what we do is I want you to actually visualize the success. In fact, I always tell individuals, you can almost smell it. You can almost taste it. So visualizing success, we start out by having you close your eyes and visualize a successful first meeting or interview. Picture yourself calmly shaking that individual's hand, maintaining eye contact, and engaging in a positive conversation. Now, I'm going to stop there because if you have not been able to understand what I just mentioned, you are meeting this person for the first time. You're obviously going to be shaking their hand, but the question is, how are you approaching this? Most people, as we mentioned, they are nervous. So when we reframe this, we then help you include details in the visualization. Like, for example, the interviewer smiling and responding positively to your presence. See, there are words that you are going to say to the individual that is going to give you an opportunity to establish this connection. We're not going to talk about that now in this session, but let's go to the next step. What I tell individuals is that you need to equip yourself with positive self-talk. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have these conversations. A lot of times it's on your way to the interview. It's also when you're in the lobby waiting for them to get you. So what we do at this moment is we ask you to replace this negative thought. Don't focus on the sweaty palms. Don't focus on the nervousness. But what we want you to do is to focus on positive affirmations of statements that you are saying to yourself. And remind yourself that being a little nervous is natural and that it shows that you are genuinely interested in the opportunity. Now, when we use these affirmations, like I'm excited about this opportunity and my enthusiasm will shine through. See, those are the words, but see, your emotions could actually echo that same message. In fact, you might have heard that our communication is typically 20% verbal. 80% is nonverbal, meaning that your body is actually resonating with a message. So I want you to really think about that for a moment. Reflect on your communication without saying any words. What does your body say about who you are as an individual? Now, more importantly, if you're still experiencing this nervousness, the sweaty palms, right? Then what we tell you, which is so crucial, and here, by the way, is a clue to why you are experiencing this nervousness. You stop breathing. You may not recall this, but oftentimes you are cutting your oxygen out. So what we do is we teach you these breathing techniques. And while you're breathing, you are putting to practice calming your breathing It's an exercise to manage these sweaty palms and also these butterflies. So when you inhale slowly, which you should be doing, hold it for a moment. Usually count to 7. And exhale gradually. This will help you regulate your nervous system. Just like water. You got to drink water. In fact, most of us don't do it. When we use these breathing exercise, this, I tell individuals, for your pre-interview ritual to instill a sense of calmness. So perhaps you have water, as I do all the time. I have it on here. I'm not doing anything for advertising today. But breathe. More importantly, take that in, especially with the days of this cool weather. You can take that in and breathe. Now, the next one is sensory of anchors for confidence. Consider using what I say, maybe something that will carry something small, that you're going to associate this sensory of an anchor with confidence that you will use during the interview. And remember, to me, it's this paper clip, okay? It's the paper clip itself. So what this does is it helps you evoke that positive state. It becomes that one thing that maybe takes you back to that thing that you were thinking about from anchoring a positive state. I tell most individuals when we anchor confidence, what we do is it's like programming. We program you with words and messages about your own life, your own experience. In fact, and you can reflect on times when you just felt inspired, so confident that you knew nothing could prevent you from having a win. See, I believe in winning, but winning takes practice. Now, if you got to this level of what I call step 6, then you're at a good place. But if you're still struggling, and the struggle, by the way, is real, I know it, I've been there. But here is where we dive in a little deeper. Now, oftentimes what I use is scripts and hypnosis to provide suggestions to help you create this calmness. Part of this is to develop a brief self-hypnosis script. Focus on calming suggestions, such as your feelings or feeling at ease and confident during this interview. Now, what I'd ask you to do, it's not a full session of coaching. Typically, it's about 90 minutes. But I want you to listen to this recording. And as I'm going through this, I want you to think about these 7 steps. And when you're thinking about these 7 steps, I want you to identify ways to reinforce this calmness and composed mindset. Now, remember, the goal is not to eliminate the natural responses entirely, but it is to reframe them so that you're managing them effectively. Embracing a positive mindset and utilizing these techniques to help you project confidence during the critical first moments of an interview. This is Coach Don, and for more information about how to deal with this nervousness, I am taking on new clients. You can email me at info@domarcompanies.com. or call me at 714-674-0391 and ask for Don Martinez. Thank you.